Isn't it swell? Isn't it fun? Isn't it? But nothing stays. In 50 years or so, it's gonna change, I know. Till then, it's heaven now. All days. Hello, I'm Linda Fields, and I want to welcome you back to my show, Cabaret Today. I have two guests, and we're here at the Lambs Club, and I have the president of the Lambs Club, Marc Barron.
Hi, Linda.
And also Woody Regan, who is the pianist for all of us, all of the singers at the Lambs. Tell me a little bit about the Lambs.
Well, we are the first and oldest theatrical club here in the United States. We actually began back in London in 1868. A group of actors wanted to have a supper club and named it after Charles and Mary Lamb, who died in the 1830s. Charles Lamb was known for his writings on Shakespeare. Henry Montague, who was the third shepherd of the Lambs, came to the United States in early 1874, and he missed those gatherings. So on the week of Christmas in 1874, at Delmonico's, when it used to be located down in Union Square, they officially formed the Lambs of New York. And a few years later, the Lambs of London closed up, and then we just became known as the Lambs.
And how did you happen to become president?
I didn't know better. No, I've been very involved for a lot of years, and just, you know, I tend to gravitate towards leadership roles as much as I try not to. And the members just said they thought it was time for me to be their president.
Well, I'm very glad you are.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
But it's a fun club. We do a lot of things here. We're part historical society. We have all these wonderful things on the walls going back 140 years. We do our favorite thing with Woody here on once a week is what we call our lojings, where we get together and just party and sing and put on this little show.
And that must be hard on you, Woody. I mean, to have so many different singers singing songs and you know, transposing things and you know, having to switch from one singer to the next singer, and there are about 13 or whatever there are that night, and you're wonderful at it.
Well, I grew up doing this, and I love doing it. It's a lot of fun. My first piano teacher, who was my grandmother, loved Irving Berlin and Scott Joplin as much as she loved Beethoven and Mozart.
Boy.
So at the end of every lesson, I was playing Alexander's Ragtime Band.
I love that song. It's great.
Blue Skies.
Another goodie.
Yeah.
And Irving was a lamb.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Right, he was a lamb. And we couldn't do without Woody.
No, we certainly couldn't.
I feel bad when I see the music that people bring to Woody, and he's got to kind of make an order out of it and
I
get it to
know.
work, but it's just, he does a wonderful job.
Well, thank you.
Yes, you do.
And I have a lot of fun doing it.
Good. I'm glad. I wouldn't want you to be tortured by it.
And as a singer, I think it's comforting when you have someone like Woody, because, see, Woody is much more than a pianist. He's an accompanist, which is a different skill.
Right.
And so when you're up there as a singer and you know you've got Woody behind you, you don't have to think about what he's doing. You know, he's just going to be there and give you the support we need so we can do our work.
Well, that's my goal.
And you're very good at that goal.
Well, thank you.
This is a wonderful thing that you talk about. It's just great. I know that all the members are so happy with you, and they want to rehearse with you, and you're always pleasant to everybody. And is that difficult to go from one person to the next and have to transpose and whatever it is?
Well, most of the material that people bring in are in styles that I'm familiar with and comfortable with.
Well,
And
thank goodness for that.
a lot of the songs I grew up with. So it's more fun to do than work.
Woody, there's a question that's been on my mind. What is the difference between a singer and somebody who just gets up and tries to sing?
Well, I think that what makes a good performer in cabaret, first of all, after you've done the basics, getting the song learned, lyrics and music, is to be confident when you're on stage. and to feel like you're at home, and only sing things that you really enjoy singing, songs that you love.
I like to feel fancy-free, I like to live young, I like the old merry-go-round. I like to play lover, but don't like to get stung. I like my 2 feet on the ground. I may date a girl nightly and kiss her politely, but will she get under my skin? Well, my friends, it all depends on the mood I'm in. I like to hear opera and I like to rejoice. I'm not the predictable kind. Whatever the option is, whatever the choice, I like to make up my own mind. If the choice were to break up or kiss her and make up, I try not to lead with my chin. Well, my friends, it all depends on the mood I'm in. I may change, who can tell? I may suffer the pangs of remorse. I may change beneath the spell of that old unpredictable force. But I'm going the route single, oh, don't look to find me caught up in that marital spin. Yet someday I might sight one who looks like the right now and walks down the aisle with chagrin. You'll see, my disbelieving friends, it all depends on the mood I'm in.
That was wonderful. I really enjoyed that, and I'm sure our audience did too. And what do you do to actually prepare for a song that you're going to sing?
Well, I approach every song differently because every song has its own demands, but overall I treat a song like a monologue as an actor.
Right.
Because I need to find the story, I need to find the phrasing that supports that story, and I've got to learn the music and the lyrics inside and out, so now that I can find my own uniqueness to the song. You know, that's above learning the music, obviously, and working at all those details with your
Sounds good to me, yeah.
But to me, it's being able to find that acting connection to the song, as opposed to just singing the notes on the page.
And if you can find a through line in the song, that is a big help. Now, a song that is telling a story, for example, you connect with that story, and your audience will be with you.
I think you're right about that, yeah.
And in Cabaret, I think you need to be an authentic voice because the audience is there to see what's unique about you, the performer,
Right.
and what you're going to bring that song, as opposed to doing it the way somebody's recorded it and you're just kind of parroting that. It's that, I think, is what makes an interesting performance.
I think so too. You're right, absolutely. As an actor, then that you bring that over to a song.
Oh,
'cause the song, you know,
absolutely.
and really learn the song and can analyze what it's all about so that you can have the audience know exactly what you think is right.
I mean, part of acting training is learning how to analyze the script, come up with context, all that kind of thing. And I think that's imperative to the song. For me, if I pick up a song that just is a cute little song that I can't find that, it goes flat for me, and then it goes flat for the audience. When I can find something that I can find something inside that I can act and bring my uniqueness to it, then my song will fly.
And do you usually find that uniqueness?
I try, and one of the things I love about here at the Lambs, we have these weekly gatherings where we get to sing, and this is a great place to try out material and fall on your face.
Oh,
Because it's a good audience.
we're hoping not to fall on our face.
But it's a place to give that experiment, to see, does this number work? Does it work for me? Is it not working? After we do a number, Woody or somebody will say, you know, this is what's wrong with it, or here's what you need to fix, try it again, and then you go home and work on it and try it another time.
Right. And usually when you go back to it, it really improves it. Am I right, Woody?
Oh, absolutely. And just having a beautiful voice is not the key. a beautiful voice can bore you to death if what Marc is talking about is not underneath the connection to what you're saying in the lyric.
I mean, we all know some singers who don't have the best voices, but they're so compelling to watch. And there's other people who have magnificent voices, and after a few minutes you go,
Never
You know,
be
there's
that
more
way.
that there's got to be a reach out emotionally, you think, to the audience. You know, you've got to expose yourself on a level when you're acting or singing, you know, and through what you're saying in the song.
And you, of course, it's hard for you to say to a person who wants to sing, who does not sing very well, it's hard for you to say, don't sing.
And everyone's got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
You know, so someone who's not on spot wants to learn. If they're passionate about it, they'll improve. They'll find their voices, so to speak.
Absolutely.
And most people feel it's safe to get up and sing at the Lambs.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's of course a priority that you want to make sure that everybody has, you know, that you don't have to be an established singer
Right.
or anything, but you could just get up and want to sing.
Right. Our little gatherings that we call low jinks, it's really more of a party thing.
Yeah.
So anybody can get up and sing, and we have members that are not singers, they're lawyers, they're whatever they may be.
A lot of lawyers.
And they just like to sing, and this is where we just have fun and do it. That's what it's about.
And it's a great place to do it.
It is.
Really is.
It is. Well, I know you've trained a lot of singers to sing well, and you're the one who's playing the piano, and you would know if this person has a potential of really singing well or maybe not singing well, and how do you help those people that are not exactly good singers?
Well, if someone could use help from a technician, a singing technician, a voice teacher, I would recommend that. And of course, the acting aspect of doing a song is every bit as important. I've worked with wonderful singers who were wonderful actors, like Ellie Stone. I worked with her for many years. She sang well, and she brought something special to everything she did.
That's
And she was
wonderful.
a stunning performer. Another wonderful person I played for was Liliane Montevecchi. And you wouldn't necessarily say that she had a great voice, but who cared? She was so engaging when she was on stage.
She was a dynamic person.
Yes, absolutely.
If there's a person that really wants to sing and they're looking for help in some way, what do you advise them?
Well, I recommend that they get with a voice teacher, first of all, to work with on developing the vocal technique so they're at ease with singing. And then,
What are those vocal techniques?
well, with a voice teacher will provide that. And then learn how to discover the acting moments in a song and how you connect with those yourself and how you communicate that to your audience.
And I think you also need to find an accompanist or a song coach, if you will, that you trust.
Right.
Because they're going to give you some feedback, whether the song is right for you. It may be a simple change of a key or change of pace, and give you some direction. You're not in it solo. You really have to be open to the people you're working with and trust them.
How do you help people who want to get up and sing? They're not terribly good singers, but they have some kind of personality that shines through. How do you help in that way?
Well, first of all, I ask people to bring in the songs that they love to sing and put together a group of songs that fit together. I don't like to take, I don't suggest that they necessarily take a theme to start with, but maybe get your group of songs together and see if you can find a theme that comes from the songs.
There may be something in the back of your mind that really was involved in choosing the songs, and there may be a theme underlying that you didn't
Yeah.
realize, that the accompanist may say, hey, it's right here. You just
Right.
got to look at your music.
Yes?
And also, I think it's very helpful when you get to a point where you're ready to go on stage, is to find a director to work with. Because that way you will have a third eye out there. So it's not just your musical director.
But I think some of the singers rely on you.
Yes.
You know, rather than, you know, try to find a singing coach or a coach in general. They think you are the coach.
Well, the musical director can help to a certain extent, but it's good to have a third eye as well. That's why I would always suggest that someone work with a director.
Well, what I'd like to hear, and I'm sure our audience would too, how you and Marc work together.
In a world of glitter and gold, in a world of tinsel and show, the unreal from the real thing is hard to know. I've discovered somebody could be truly worthy and true. Yes, I've met my ideal thing when I met you. I see your face before me, crowding my every dream. There is your face before me. You are my only theme. It doesn't matter where we are, I can see how fair you are. I close my eyes and there you are, always. If you could share the magic, if you could see me too, there would be nothing tragic, and all my dreams of you. Would that my love could haunt you so, knowing how I want you so. I can erase your beautiful face before I can erase your beautiful face before me.
That was really terrific,
Thanks.
Marc. What was it kind of that lit your fire?
You know, it's one of those songs where the lyrics are saying one thing, but there's really something else happening, and that's what I like finding the musical in a song. Is it's something that it's not just what's the plain apparent word. It's finding that and then personalizing that. I mean, you really need as a performer to bring an emotional contact, and you've got to kind of deep down and scratch a few of those wounds and really be willing to just, you
I
know,
feel that when somebody gets up and sings, I feel that that's exactly what they're doing, things from their own situation.
Yeah.
So, and transporting it to you know, the audience.
Right, and then the difficult thing is if you're doing a show where you're not selecting the music, now your challenge is to find that aspect of the music to bring your, you know, bring something to it.
Yes, you want to find something in the song that really means something to you, so that you can connect with that, and your audience will connect with it also.
And there's a few times where we tried some material that I was playing with, and we got done with it. Woody went, "No, move on to something else." Sometimes it's just not there. That's part of the selection process.
Yes. Although 6 weeks later, you may look at the same material and change your mind.
Mm-hmm. True, true.
That's happened.
It has happened. You know, there's sometimes I've worked on a song where it's just not working, but there's something that's haunting me, and then some point down the road, the little light bulb goes off that if you change a phrase or change the pace of the song, whatever it may be, and it suddenly just falls into place.
Mark, have you ever done a song with Woody and it just didn't work? You know, you felt that it wasn't really you.
Yeah, there are times I'll work on a song on my own and I think this is like there, and then I'll bring it to Woody, or in some cases you bring it to the audience because you think you've got it and it just doesn't work, and it can be frustrating. So either I'll try to find what's not working, or there comes a point you just say it's not a match. And I've got a lot of sheet music at home that I'll never look at again.
Oh, please bring it and try. You know, things change.
I'll give it to the Lamb's Library of sheet music.
Mark, you've really whetted our appetite. What are you going to sing now?
Well, don't take this personally, but I can get along without you very well.
Oh, I don't like that at all.
Oh, but
But I couldn't get along without you very well.
And Woody's so good on
it's
that.
a beautiful song.
It is a beautiful
One of
song.
Hoagie Carmichael's great.
I think it's best.
Yeah.
Very well, of course I do. Except when soft rains fall and drip from leaves that I recall, the thrill of being sheltered in your arms. Get along without you very well. I've forgotten you just like I should. Of course I have, except to hear your name or someone's laugh that is the same. But I've forgotten you just like I should. What a guy, what a fool am I to think my breaking heart could kid the moon. What's in store? Should I call once more? No, it's best that I skip to my tune. I get along without you very well. Of course I do. Except perhaps in spring. But I should never think of spring, for that would surely break my heart
Well, thank you so much for watching, and we do this, and we know that the audience loves it and loves the singers we have, especially you, Marc Barron,
you.
and of course Woody Regan, who plays the piano so well. So it's been lovely, and I
Thank
hope
you,
that
Linda.
you'll come back again, and with new songs, and or at least old songs that are familiar. Okay.
Thanks.
Thank you very much
Thank you,
for
Linda.
coming. It was a pleasure to have Marc and Woody, and I just enjoyed it so much. I hope you did too. And I'm inviting both of them to come back, and with different songs, and the audience I know has loved it so far, so I'm sure you'll be back to watch more of Woody Regan and Marc Barron. I'm Linda Fields, and you're watching Cabaret Today.
I don't iron his shirts, I don't sew on his buttons, I don't know all the jokes he tells or the songs he hums, though I may hold him all through the night. He may not be here when the morning comes. I don't pick out his ties or expect his tomorrows.